Hey, welcome back to my YouTube videos. My name is still Kinga Kramer. I'm the woman. At the age of almost 40, you should probably say woman instead of a girl. So I'm the one who just recently got divorced. My marriage was great. I think my marriage was better than most marriages. My divorce was also great, or it's been great, because we still keep in touch. We are good friends. Hopefully it's gonna stay like that. But I mean, what happened to me a couple of months ago, it definitely changed my life, and I just found myself in a situation where I had to start rethinking and redesigning my whole life. Starting with looking for a new place to have on my own, to live on my own, and then getting a car for myself and finding some extra jobs to be able to support myself and maintain a very similar lifestyle that I used to have. And I also started to make YouTube videos because some of my friends were encouraging me to do that. And today's topic is going to be about tiredness, but not the physical kind of tiredness, rather like an emotional kind of tiredness. Sorry about the ugly box in the back. It's a Zalando package that I need to send back because I ordered lots of shoes and I didn't like any of them. It's not a nice background, I'm aware of that, but bear with me. Have you ever felt this emotional and mental tiredness? Not the physical tiredness that you get from like overworking or over-exercising, but more of this mentally present tiredness, lethargy, lack of enthusiasm, lack of energy, lack of passion, and fatigue. And I'm sure you have experienced it, right? Like at least once in your lifetime. Me too, a couple of times. And I've been feeling like this in the last couple of days, to be honest with you. And it's like, when you don't feel like getting up in the morning, or like it feels like you don't have the energy to get out of bed and go to work and do the regular stuff. It's not as bad as depression, so I clearly want to distinguish between the two. It doesn't go that far as having depressive or even suicidal thoughts, or having these negative thoughts about yourself and your whole life. It's more just like this lack of energy and passion kind of feeling where you're like, what you have to do, like you have to get up and go to work and do this and that, but it feels like, it's just too much. Like I just want to stay in bed. I want to sleep for a week. I don't want to get any new tasks at work. I don't want to get more phone calls. I don't want to have to go and do shopping, like all that kind of stuff. So I was wondering, where does it come from? Does it have to come from, lack of sunshine, bad weather, and lack of certain vitamins? Or can it have a different root cause? And I would say definitely, like every negative emotion, this should also come from this inner disconnection. And what do I mean by disconnection? Disconnection from what? Disconnection from who? When I say disconnection, I'm talking about the disconnection between the two selves. Because I believe that there's this physical part of us and there's the energy part of us, which we can call our spirit, our soul, our higher consciousness, our higher being, our infinite intelligence, or our wiser self, or just subconscious, or there are like so many names on the market that just feel free to pick any that resonates with you. So let's just say our energy part of us, okay, the one that a lot of people refer to as our spirit and soul, and they think it's they point here like it's where our heart sits, but in reality, I would, or according to my belief and according to those gurus and spiritual teachers that I listen to, it doesn't work like that. It's more like our energy being is the bigger us, and our physical being is just a part of that. So it's the other way around what the regular belief is. And I think our whole life is defined by our emotions, our feelings, and our emotions and feelings are defined by where are we, like how close or far are we from being connected to this higher self of us, this energy part of us. Because our energy part is always full of life and love and happiness and joy and positivity and all that. But us, the part of us that is physically present, goes through, lots of struggles in life, and we experience a lot of negative emotions. But whenever we do, it just means that we lost the connection to our higher self. And that, depending on like how far we are from being in alignment or being in sync, and depending on how long we are experiencing this disconnection, it's going to cause more severe symptoms. I think it starts with like just not feeling so well, then it can escalate into feeling very sad, even depressed. And then, if it goes on for a very, very long time, it can manifest on a physical level as a discomfort first. And then if we ignore it even more, it can become a disease or an illness. But basically, I think tiredness, the feeling of this lack of energy, feeling tired, is also, you can also place that on this emotional scale. It comes after being disconnected for a while. It's not going to be the first sign that you experience, right after getting disconnected. I think we experience this tiredness after our physical self has been disconnected for a while, meaning that we are not able to keep up with what our energy part of us is living or having in store for us. We might have a resistance towards what our inner being has in store for us, or we may just not open ourselves up enough to be able to hear it or to get connected to it. So either or, there's this disconnection that occurs on an energy level, and then after a while, I think it just manifests as, a negative feeling or tiredness. And how do I fight it? Well, I don't. Because the word fight means this activity that requires a lot of energy. So it's not something that I would invest into it, because I would want to make sure that I don't do anything that drains me even more. So I would just let this tiredness come over me. I would let it be experienced by me, and I would, just try to look at it and trying to find out why this disconnection occurred in me. What did I do wrong, or where have I lost this connection? But you don't have to go into very deep details. You just want to make sure that you end the disconnection, right? And then it would solve everything. And how to do that? The best way and the quickest way is to meditate. So I did a meditation yesterday in the morning before getting out of bed. And what it does, well, you don't have to think of meditation as a miracle tool, but it's definitely the quickest way to get you out of this disconnective state or misery or tiredness. Because what it's going to do, it's going to shift your energy level. Even if it just only gives you a slight change, it's going to help you see yourself and understand yourself with more clarity. It's going to shake you up a bit. It's going to help you shift your energy. It's going to help you make one step up on this ladder that, could be your, it could be an emotional scale. You have to make this emotional journey of climbing up on this ladder, taking one step at a time. So right after meditation, you may just feel tiny bit better, But then if you do another meditation, maybe in the evening, or also if you make sure that you go out to nature, or you get some sunshine, those little things will help you move up even higher. So it can be a slow process, but you have to start somewhere. And I would say that the first tool that I would use is definitely meditation. And my other go-to tool would be to do some sort of a physical exercise, ideally in nature. I just don't get the same feeling from an exercise being done in a gym. Like if I go to a gym, it just makes me very tired, the lack of oxygen, whatever. I never really like the atmosphere of a gym. But if I go out cycling or just walking, it's going to help me. But if the weather is crap, or if it's in the middle of the winter, I mean, you can still find nature healing and you can still find it very inspiring. But if you don't, then you could just spend more time meditating and visualizing, like daydreaming, like creating this inner movie where you are the director of it, and you can sort of try to imagine your future self and how your future self would feel, how your days would be, like what time would you get up in an ideal future, what would be your ideal work, what would be the ideal house that you would live in, and your ideal partner that you would wake up next to. And all these tiny details. And as soon as you go into daydreaming, it's going to give you a nice feeling. I mean, that's the goal. You would only be visualizing things that gives you a nice feeling. And before you end or move out of your daydreaming or visualization, do this. Focus on the feeling that your ideal imagined future would give you. Focus on the way your future self would be feeling. And move your present, your current self, your physical being into that ideal state of being, ideal state of feeling. And ideally, you want to maintain that feeling here in your present as well. Because you know what they say about feelings and manifestation, right? That the feelings are actually the key ingredients to manifestation. Because the way you feel is going to be sent out as a clear message to the universe that, hey, this is how I feel, this is what you need to match me up with. So meditation and taking a walk in nature has clearly helped me a lot to get out of this tiredness feeling. But there's also one bonus tip, let's say, is taking a long nap. So don't be afraid to take, 1 or 2 days for yourself when you're feeling this mental tiredness, where you just say, okay, I'm just going to take these 2 days, maybe ideally a weekend, that I'm not going to give myself any new tasks. I'm not going to have any deadlines to concentrate on. I'm just going to be giving myself time to rest. And it's definitely going to help you. But I would love to hear your methods that have personally worked for you. So if you have any tip for me, for us, for anyone else, or if you have used some technique that worked for you, share it with us in the comment section. Take care of yourself. Bye. If you want a more intimate content and daily communication, please go and join my Facebook group called Kinga Kramer and Friends.